Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been going over Barack Obama, who supported the D.C. gun ban, supports the Chicago total victim disarmament there in the crime capital of the United States. Absolutely outrageous. And then they have the nerve to deny what they're doing. They've been attacking importers, using regulations to shut them down, just as Bush did. They're raiding a record number of gun stores. They're going after gun shows. Obama, I have more clips here, is now saying he does want to shut down private sale of guns. That means if you want to sell a rifle, your cousin, your neighbor, your son, you get SWAT team, you go to prison. You go to the gun show to sell somebody a rifle or handgun, that's shut down. Then everything has to be a registered transfer to, even if you give your grandson a .22 rifle when he's 10 years old. They even want to start registering and making you do a background check for BB guns. Many cities are banning pellet guns and BB guns, or restricting them. England's trying to do the same thing. And in England, they prosecute you. In Canada, they prosecute you if you defend yourself. Now we're seeing some U.S. cities prosecute people that try to defend themselves. I mean, this is just absolutely outrageous that all of this is going on. Earlier in the week, we had Robert Wanek on. He's the 14-year-old high school student who's had police called on him for talking about the Bill of Rights and Constitution. They've told him he's not allowed to tell people 9/11's an inside job, that there's no free speech. They have cameras in the school classrooms and the halls. Many schools have cameras now in the bathrooms. Same thing in England. This total grid where the schools literally are government re-education camps, where they literally brainwash you and teach you about the New World Order. He's also, of course, his textbook they have in his high school that they use all over the country. One of the major publishers teaches them that world government's good, New World Order's good. And if he raises his hand and says, I don't want world government, they come to him and say, it doesn't say New World Order. It doesn't exist. Now, people go, that sounds crazy. If you study Soviet re-education camps, if you study Nazi re-education camps, if you study Pol Pot, they would do the same thing. They act crazy. They say you're nuts. They will say something, we need world government, and then say, but it doesn't exist. And this is part of just a mass mental illness of just confusing people. It's part of reprogramming. And it gets into sophisticated psychology, and they just teach the teachers who are just taught to do this and the principals to just regurgitate it. They're just programmed themselves and don't realize what they're part of. Also, zero tolerance, where over-the-counter cough drops that have no type of drug in them. This girl that got in trouble and kicked out of school, and the police are looking at arresting her in Florida. Last time I've checked, there wasn't even menthol in the halls. It was a honey halls in the candy section. She gave it to some friends. They said, you're a drug dealer. Again, sounds crazy, sounds ridiculous. Again, and they always proudly say, zero tolerance for our children's safety. It's about unreasonableness being honored. Unreasonableness, setting the precedent to do ridiculous things so they can do more and more wild things. It's like the cases where they'll take somebody into the hospital after a car wreck and say, we're going to take, we want a urine sample to see if you're on drugs. The person will say, I can't urinate. They'll walk a cop in, taser them over and over again until they answer the question. Or you'll have some robberies in Arkansas or Oklahoma or Kentucky. They'll just say, we have 24-hour-a-day curfews now, checkpoints, everyone. You're only allowed to go to work. We stop you and make sure you're only going to work. I mean, this is happening in America, and the feds are the ones pushing it, and we warned you all these years that they were going to put troops on the streets, that they were going to use them against the American people, and now they are actually announcing it and doing it, and they're baiting and switching. They're still saying it's for Al-Qaeda, but also for the American people. But see, it was really always for the American people. Al-Qaeda was their creation. And so this is what we face as a society today. So in closing, as I got cut off a bit there at the last hour, we got cut off from the network in Minnesota, but our backup kicked in, so we lost about 5 seconds, I'm told. PrisonPlanet.tv, $5.95 a month, so you can see the TV show, see the documents, see the clips we're playing, see all the proof. It turns the radio show into a TV show. In fact, I'm going to be converting in the last 2 hours every day to an earpiece, not headphones. I keep meaning to tell you guys to order me an earpiece, because we're going to pretty much go TV here in the last 2 hours every day. So I don't look like Princess Leia on the air here. We're out of time, ladies and gentlemen, for this segment. Coming up, we're going to talk about free speech, the Second Amendment, and a lot more.
Silver is mankind's oldest natural antibiotic. This very special mineral has been used for centuries by most cultures throughout the world. Utopia, Texas is home to a small but mighty supplement company called Utopia Silver, who offers colloidal products produced in distilled water without use of animal protein, nitrates, or saline solutions. Because our colloidal silver is made up of nano-sized particles, it can be better utilized at the cellular level, and germs can't mutate to be resistant like they can to modern-day antibiotics. Utopia Silver has a broad range of health supplements, including colloidal silver, gold, and copper, with a money-back guarantee on the colloidal products we produce. For 4 years, Utopia Silver has been fighting in the Texas courts against agencies that would steal our God-given rights of healthcare and freedom of speech. Visit us today at utopiasilver.com. That's UTOPIA silver.com, or call 888-213-4338, 888-213-4338, and help us win this battle.
A day unlike any other in the long course of American history, a terrorist act of war against this country.
The enemy struck America on September 11th. But who is the enemy?
Bin Laden. This is his M.O.
We have to look to the Middle East. We have to look to Osama bin Laden.
Fabled Enemies is the first 9/11 film to take a close look at the terrorist ties to intelligence networks inside the United States.
Some U.S. investigators believe that there are Israelis again very much engaged in spying in and on the U.S.
I'm aware that some Israeli citizens have been detained.
Bin Laden's connections to the CIA, the hijackers' ties to the FBI, the Saudi Arabian connection, the Israeli intelligence network, warnings and war games, the shadow government, and much, much more. Fabled Enemies. Get the DVD at Infowars.com or see it in super high quality, along with hundreds of other titles at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
With food prices soaring to all-time highs, as the dollar continues to fall in value, what can you and your family do to guarantee that fresh, nutritious vegetables will make it to your dinner table? Garden in a Can. Garden in a Can is your source for premium, long-term storable seeds. Garden in a Can is ready when you are. Plant them now or store them for when you really need them. There are 16 large, hermetically sealed, non-hybrid, open-pollinated packets of seeds, along with detailed planting instructions sealed in a can for ultimate long-term protection. Garden in a Can. It's that simple, fresh, healthy, easy. Only $69.95 for over a half acre of safe, fresh vegetables, ready when you are. Stop procrastinating and start preparing with Garden in a Can. For more details, visit gardeninacan.com today. That's gardeninacan.com, or call 866-598-7396, 866-598-7396. He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
All right, we are live. I had him on a few days ago, but I want to have him up for most of an hour today because he's got video of the police coming to the school, brainwashing him, police threatening to arrest him for saying he has constitutional rights. They're allowed to wear T-shirts with messages in their yearbook, but he said 9/11 was an inside job, so they photoshopped it out. The textbook says world government's good, new world order's taking over America, but then when he says that he doesn't like that and it's not a good idea, they tell him that doesn't exist. So, folks, I don't think you realize just how controlled the public schools are. They train the children how to tattle on their parents. Going back over 15 years, they have federal grants in schools all over the nation, where they have BATF, local sheriff's deputies that are given a grant to be BATF officers, auxiliary officers in the schools. They have the children, starting in 6th and 7th grade in most areas, writing dossiers on their parents. I show those documents from Tennessee and South Carolina in my film Police State 2, The Takeover, where it says that they write dossiers on their parents. It's a 6-month or single semester course, I guess 3-month, 4-month course in the school. All of this. And this is classical tyranny. Having 24-hour-a-day curfews is classical tyranny. Having the media announce they're going to use troops on the streets is classical tyranny. Having cameras going up everywhere is classical tyranny. Having face scanning systems going in everywhere is tyranny. All these states